Welcome back to my channel. So I just got my room set up as a library for a little bit, for a while. I'm not sure how long, but for a little bit. This is going to be like our filming setup. But while I was going through literally all the books on my TBR and finding a place for them and doing this video, or you know what, that video might not be up yet, but there will soon be a video of me going through all my books, telling you exactly how many books I have on my TBR, and just organizing my room. I am looking at 2 decently sized piles of books that I want to unhaul. So I think that I'm going to rapid fire unhaul these books. They're just books that I'm never going to get to, or books that I've already read that I'm never going to reread. So let's just do it. Oh wait, I also have a tub over here. Let me get situated, and then we're gonna do this rapid fire book unhaul, and maybe here in the next couple weeks I'm gonna go to my local bookstore or put these all up on Pango. So if they're up on Pango, I'll link it down below, and you can check out any of these books that you would like. The first 2 books are part of a trilogy. There's The Sorority, that's the name of the trilogy, Eve and Samantha by Tamara Thorne. So I had this bind up of all 3 of them, and I read them a couple years ago, but I didn't like them. They read very young adult. I know that they're on a college campus, and so it technically is new adult, but it read very, very young and kind of cheesy, so I didn't like it. I finished The Cage by Connie Kistler. My mom picked this one for me for my August TBR. Well, Mom, I read it. I also didn't like it. The first, 30 pages was so good. And then it just got really, really boring. But you follow these 2 women, Lucy and that other woman, as they are leaving work on a Sunday night at 11 p.m., workaholics, and one of them ends up dying in the elevator ride down to the lobby because, the power goes out and things like that. And you're left wondering, was it murder or suicide? Then you get all this unnecessary backstory of David and, it's not Lisa, David and his wife, which was in the elevator. And I didn't really care about their love story or their background. Plus, it's really, really just legal jargon on top of legal jargon on top of legal jargon, because this author is a lawyer. But I just was so bored with this book. I did finish it, but I didn't like it. Then I read A Dog's Promise by W. Bruce Cameron, and honestly, that series should have just been a duology, so I'm going to pretend that it's just a duology. I am officially DNFing in My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. I just, again, background knowledge, boring, didn't like the characters, didn't really care about the murders that were happening. The Lost Night by Andrea Bard. Lost You by Halen Beck. Honestly, I've been holding on to this, hoping that I would love it because I loved Here and Gone by this author, but I've tried to read this like 4 times and I just don't like it. And that's okay. I'm finally unhauling it. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I'm officially giving up on that one and DNFing that one too. Dang, I've just been holding on to the ones that I want to DNF because I've been thinking, oh, I'm going to love them, or if I just give them a second, a third, a fifth, a seventh, a 8th, 9th, 100th try, eventually I'll love it, but I'm not going to. So let's just, this one's going to hurt some people, so I'm sorry, but Legends and Lattes by Travis Goldery. This is a cozy fantasy at its finest. I don't like fantasy, and I'm actually starting to think that I don't like cozy books either, because cozy mysteries bore me. Cozy fantasies, like nothing happens in this entire book. So I haven't told you, but I read this book and nothing happens, and it's so boring. It's literally about an orc that opens a coffee shop. Nothing else happens. Book of Night by Holly Black. I don't know if this was supposed to be a cozy fantasy or like a real fantasy. Either way, I was bored the entire time. And again, I didn't tell you I read this because I didn't want people to be mad, but you know what, I don't care. Like, I'm not really a fantasy girly. I don't think I like fantasy books. I especially don't like cozy fantasy, though. I haven't read this one, but I'm never going to. And it's The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I was sent this unsolicited, and I appreciate that so much, but it's not my type of book. This one I bought myself. This was Sickened, The True Story of a Lost Childhood by Julie Gregory. I was sickened reading this book. It's about a mom who makes her young daughter sick. And yeah, that was just, I can't with that book. Like, it was bad. It was bad. I mean, it's nonfiction, and I always say that I can't judge anyone's true story because, like, I can't, but that one just really made me have an upset stomach. It really, really, really made me sick. Like, really sick. Then I had Broken by Shai Keenan. This is a true story of abuse, and I just can't. I can't read it. Then I have The Circle by Dave Eggers. This is a political book, and I'm not into political books. I haven't even tried to read that one. It's just, I've been told that's really political and that I'm not going to like it. Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey. This is another DNF for me. It's supposed to be like a haunted house horror novel. I was waiting for something to happen. I read like 100 pages and nothing happened, and I'm just tired of waiting for something to happen. I didn't like it. I accidentally bought 2 copies of Milk and Honey by Ruby Carr. I love this poetry collection, but I don't need 2 copies, so I'm just going to keep the other one. This whole stack is young adults, and I don't know who I was kidding when I got these, but I'm just gonna bam, bam, bam. No thank you, ma'am. I don't like young adult novels anymore. I've just outgrown them, and that's okay. So I have the entire Matched trilogy by Ali Kondo. It's a young adult dystopian that I'm not interested in. Harbor Me by Jacqueline Woodson. She's a really good author. I really like her middle grade poetry, but I'm just not really gonna read them unless I'm forced to. I had to read some of her other stuff for a class I was taking, and I enjoyed it, but it's not something that I'm ever gonna. I don't know who I was trying to kid when I picked that up. Then there's Twisted by Laurel Hales Anderson. I love this author, and I love Speak by this author, but I'm just over young adults. That was the dystopian series that we already talked about. The First Time She Drowned by Carrie Clutter. Honestly, part of this I got because Kayla read it and liked it. The other part of me thought that it sounded really good, but it's just a young adult thriller, and I just don't read young adult anymore. Rules by Cynthia Lord, A Night Twice as Long, and The Echo Room. So those are all the young adult books. Then I have... Okay. These I've read. These I haven't, so I'm going to start with the two that I haven't read that I'm no longer interested in. Then I'm going to go through the pile of books that I've read, but I don't think I'm ever going to reread. They weren't necessarily bad, but they're not my favorite either. And then we'll end with a stack of books that I'm going to take to my classroom that are no longer on my shelf. There's Beautiful Disaster by Jeannie McGuire and Pass Her Through by Peter Rock. I'm just not interested in reading those anymore, and that's okay. This stack I have read and they were fine, or even some were good. I just won't reread them. So we're going to start with The Replacement Wife by Darby Kane. I did really, really enjoy this. However, I liked Pretty Little Wife better. You know what? I'm going to save that one because I did like it. There's Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I didn't hate this book. It was fine, but it reads like a young adult romance and not an adult romance, and like I was just over it within the first like 100 pages of this book. It was fine, but it's definitely my least favorite Ali Hazelwood that I've read. Besides her short stories, don't read her short stories. There's Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. This one was super duper cute, but if I'm gonna reread a romance, it's not gonna be Weather Girl. The Sorority Murder by Allison Brennan. I liked this thriller. I even thought about continuing with the series, but if I do continue with the series, I am going to listen to it on audiobook. So I don't need the physical book. And some people are going to absolutely hate me right now. You're going to like lose your minds. But I'm getting rid of As Good as Dead and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. These are young adult mystery thrillers. They were a lot of fun. I enjoyed reading the first and the third book. I didn't like the second book, therefore I never bought the second book. But those books are like, some of them are fine. Most of them are probably really good. They're just not for me. And that's alright with me. I'm going to quickly go through this stack that I have over here that I'm going to take to my classroom, but it's no longer on my shelves. So in a way I'm unhauling them. In a way I'm not, because they're still on my shelves at school. But I'm still counting it. because it's not for me anymore. These are for my students now. So there's The Extraordinary Adventures of Alfred Kropp by Rick Yancey. There's Inkheart and Inkspell. I officially DNF'd Inkheart. Surviving the Apple Whites by Stephanie S. Tolan. The Bone Garden. My 4th graders have been looking for scary books. This one looks scary, and I think that it's good for children. I think it is a children's novel. Yeah, Map Kids. So that'll be a good one. The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart. The Ghost of Greylock by Dan Polacki. And School of Fear. But that is my unhaul. I don't know if they're going to go to Bookman's for credit or if I'm going to put them on Pango, but I'll leave my Pango linked. There is a chance that it says I am on vacation or that my store is shut down. If my store is still shut down when you are seeing this, then it means these went to Bookman's. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'll see you guys later. Bye!